One.
Delightful putt. And is intent upon attack.
3.
And this is possible from here, Dominic. It's red along the cushion, followed by the pink and the last red. Possible.
Four.
Well, it certainly was, John. And I think another few inches of running on that cue ball, it could have been likely, but won't be able to leave himself an easy next red. The wrong side of the pink, had to roll it in. A bit of a test of this because it's a vital frame for Marco Fu to win.
10.
And he knows if he can pot this red, he'll be favourite to go on and win it.
11.
With the black and all the colours on their spots, it should be plain sailing.
Well, of course, there is a lot of pressure on this.
18.
Clearance. It's 11 points to the good, so just a yellow, green and brown are needed here. Played that
20.
a bit more pace than he intended, but still okay.
$23.
So first of all, then we had a break of 38 by Marco Fu. And he broke down. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 45. Followed now by this soon-to-be clearance. Certainly
33.
a win in this frame by Marco. Closes the gap. First
Perfect.
frame
38.
after the interval goes to the man from Happy Valley in Hong Kong.
45 on the frame. Marco Fu. Thank you.
Very Happy Valley, one would have thought after that. For Marco, needed to win that one, didn't he, Terry?
Oh yes, I think he was desperate to win that one, and Ronnie, to be honest, who looks all over the place. I mean, he played a very, very poor frame then, Ronnie, and he doesn't look interested.
That's the problem, isn't it? If he's not playing as he would like, he can lose interest like that.
Yes, he can do, and all the signs are there, but you've got to take into account then his opponent gets a little bit rattled because of it, because he's thinking, well, I've only got to do a bit here to win, because he doesn't look if he's trying. And then you leave him half a chance, he does 100, you know, and that's how it is. And Marco's had enough experience against him anyway.
Is there more pressure on a player playing against Ronnie O'Sullivan when Ronnie isn't playing well than when he is playing well?
All depends what frame of mind you're in. If you're out there to have him, you know, you don't care what he's doing. But when you're not quite right in the right frame of mind, and he starts like playing badly, you know, that can affect you. But you know, like anything else, kind of like a noise in the crowd. And other times, if the whole crowd shouted out, you wouldn't hear them. It's just how your mind is at the time.
Marco has this terrific record against Ronnie. 14 meetings, they've won 7 each, and that's a good record by anyone's account. How has he beaten them in the past?
I mean, Marco relies heavily on his safety and his scoring. He hasn't got the long potting game of the Sullivan on Henry's and the prime, but he's got an excellent temperament, and he's aware of everything that's happening out there. makes him a very good match player.
Well, they went the distance in the first round of the China Open last year. 9-6 was the Grand Prix final in 2007 in favour of Marco Fu. And then even before that, a Premier League encounter in 2003, 6-4. So he's not afraid of going the distance with him. And he's going to have to, by the look of it, if he's going to win here. Game on, I think, John.
Well, we say always that this is a vital frame. Each and every one is vital from now on. Quite a close match this, isn't it?
Well, it's interesting what Terry was saying in the studio, and you know, it's very true with Ronnie O'Sullivan that when things aren't going how he wants them to go, i.e. he's not playing as well as he'd like to play, he does lose interest. And it's a pity really, because it does cost him matches that if he was just to knuckle down and accept the way that he's playing and try just to graft out a win, no matter how well or badly he's playing, he'd win a lot more matches than he sometimes does.
He was telling us last night that he finds it difficult to get motivated if things aren't going his way. He's comfortable as world champion, world number one, without playing at his best, he says. You can't really disagree with that.
Yes, but then again, you know, he said in interviews that he sometimes practices 9 hours a day when there's something in his game that he wants to work on. Clearly, snooker's in his blood. He loves this game immensely. I just think that's frustration sometimes when Ronnie says that. I don't really think he means it sometimes. But, of course, he has won every competition at various times of his career. And he's won, obviously, millions of pounds in prize money. Yeah, I can understand certain elements of the game are hard to sort of achieve for Ronnie these days, because obviously, you know, to keep the enthusiasm going when there's nothing much left in the game for you to win or to aspire to achieve, then yeah, of course it's tough. But you know, it's the same for any professional really. In a long career you have peaks and troughs, and sometimes when you've been playing for many years it's hard to sort of reinvent your game and get that enthusiasm back, but you have to. The standard's so high these days, if you let certain elements of your game slip and you don't work hard enough in practice, you'll drop down the rankings.
An opportunity for the first point. Taken.
One.
How does that sum up your luck?
Thank you.
Lovely pot. White could have gone anyway, could have finished either pink, black, even blue, but as it is a safety, pink, right hand side, I'd have thought. You ball off 2, possibly 3 cushions back into balk.
Thank you. Mark a full one.
Well, he played that very well, to be honest. I think he knew the importance of a good shot there, because he would have been fully aware that O'Sullivan would be in trouble with a good safety shot.
One.
That might be the shot of the championship. Because if he'd missed, he could have left some reds. But now he's back in the driving seat.
Seven.
The pink
Eight.
spot is occupied by a red.
14. 15.
Left-handed. Wasn't it here 2 years ago that Ronnie told us that he was finding this motivation a bit difficult and that he fancied playing a whole season left-handed, Dominic?
Yes, he did say something along
20.
those lines. Colourful
21.
character, isn't he, John?
Different. And now nothing is safe.
26. 27.
From these situations, you don't expect Ronnie O'Sullivan to miss at all, but on a number of occasions in the first two games here at Newport, look at that, he's done it again.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 27.
I find that incredible.
Well, I don't really. He's out of sorts with himself and his game today. He played that with a lot of right-hand side on the cue ball, but you always know the potting angle and how to cope with the slight changes and using different spins on the ball with the potting angles. That's a great pot from Marco. Ronnie was lucky there that he left Marco through so close to the blue. That was a tough pot that he potted. Almost had to jab this one in. You see the cue lift off his bridge there.
Got a slight angle.
Eight. 9.
Well played, well held. And he's opened up a red or two. Pink spot still occupied. Onto the brown spot then. Highest
15.
available.
$16.
Marco's going to be very, very aware, of course, that Ronnie O'Sullivan is out of
23.
sorts with his game, and will certainly help to rejuvenate his spirits
24.
in this match. Obviously he was 3-1 down. Favourite here, you'd think, to level the scores at 3-all. May even try and frustrate Ronnie a little bit in the remainder of this match by not pushing the boat out too
31.
much and making things difficult for Ronnie with a lot of good safety shots. You know your
32.
opponent's out of sorts and temperament out there may not be what it should be. There's a lot you can do to compound the situation.
$39.
I must say at the moment that Marco Fu is looking solid, fluent. Don't wish
40.
the commentators curse on him at all.
$45. $46.
When he's amongst the balls, Marco Fu doesn't hang around. Just over 4 minutes on this break.
$53.
Well, we've seen a few misses by Ronnie O'Sullivan in the 2 games so far. That goes to the top of the class.
Yes. Actually, in the replay there,
54.
you saw, I can see why he missed that pot. His body moved offline to the left, which pushed his cue offline, and that's why he missed the pink.
$59.
The red required then for Fu to level the match at 3 frames all, and you'd have to say he'd be favourite to win it from here unless Ronnie can somehow
60.
get the interest in this match and get things going again.
$66.
Well, the
68.
world champion and the current world #1 must be hurting inside. But at the moment, sitting in his chair,
71.
I must say that he looks disinterested.
$75.
Marco Fu trailed 2-0, 3-1.
80.
It's now 3-all.
86.
And what started off as a best of 9 is now a best of 3.
93 on the pin. Marco Fu.
Well taken. Dominic, I refer again to the mistakes or the misses we've seen by Ronnie yesterday and today even. And this pink. I still don't believe it.
Yeah, well, he did have to play it a lot of side. Just watch his body here as he goes through. Just moves offline a little bit, which pushed the cue offline as well. Just as he's about to strike the cue ball. Sometimes you do that, you know, when you don't feel you're in perfect alignment for the shot that you want to play. You sort of adjust on the shot itself, which is again, a bit of a lapse in concentration and discipline, it has to be said. You should always get up off the shot and readdress the ball if you're not comfortable. He's yawning a lot out there. He's a fit man, of course, Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's been getting up at the crack of dawn while staying here in Newport and going on about a 6-mile run with our MC, former Olympian, middle distance runner Rob Walker. They're both extremely fit men.
Good for him, 7. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Anyway, more importantly, he's got a match to win here, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Just a gentle query, a gentle question. There wasn't anything in that half a donut that you shared with Ronnie at the interval?
Only the jam that nearly went all over my suit.
Second ball.
Safety. Must be extremely frustrating and irritating, though, to have Ronnie O'Sullivan's ability and then missing comparatively simple parts and shots.
Yes, but snooker's one of these games, a bit like golf. You can have all the ability in the world. If you don't practice hard and apply yourself when you're in a match play situation, you won't perform well. So much of this game, of course, is played in the head. Be focused and concentrated, and you have a will to win. It bodes well for performing well out there. But conversely, if you seem a little disinterested and you're not happy with the way that you're playing, you allow those frustrations to manifest themselves in you, you'll play pretty poorly.
Yes, again, referring and returning to conversations last night, he did say that he hadn't practiced a great deal since his win in the Masters. He'd been reacquainted with his dad last week.
Wow, did that clip the red before the pink?
One.
lucky there not to be on a colour. Oh yes, what happened was the red didn't move as such because it was jammed against the pink. That's what confused me.
Well, if it's any consolation to you, Dominic, I was of like
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
mind.
Some monitors in the commentary box, John. It's all blurred, you know.
Lovely putts.
1.
He fascinates me, Marco. He can pot some fantastic long pots. There's a little bit of body movement in Marco Fu when he plays power shots. He lifts his head and body up a little bit to create a bit of room for the cue to go through. He's been doing that ever since I've known him, and it's almost like a rhythm now, and everything sort of falls
6.
into place nicely when he's playing well.
Seven.
And another excellent pot. How's his luck this time? Because both pink and black are available.
12.
It's okay.
$13.
You'd fancy him for a sizable break here, Dominic.
Well, yes, I would do now. He's going to be very encouraged by the fact that his opponent's out of sorts, and he'll know this is a great chance to
20.
win this match. But is he on this red to the left corner? Has he not screwed the cue ball back far enough there? Has one into the left centre. It's a difficult one. Oh, it looks tight, doesn't it? Maybe you have to play the one into the left centre. Wouldn't be any problem positionally. Stun the cue ball across a few inches for the black in the opposite corner. It's a tough pot. Well, it was close.
Marco Fu,
Was very
20.
careful there to put the cue ball in such a position that would make for a very difficult pot for O'Sullivan. I think it's safe.
This game has had so many twists and turns. One of the players seems very comfortable on a big break, seemingly a frame winning break, and then breaking down, losing position and cue ball control. I asked Terry this question yesterday. Is it a matter of stress out there?
Well, the experienced players, when they go out there to play in front of the TV cameras, a match arena, you have sort of a mild level, well, not of stress, just a few butterflies. That's just anticipation. The only stress you feel is more likely to be towards the end of a match in a close situation such as this, it has to be said.
One.
One shot could be crucial. One mistake can cost you a vital frame, or even the match.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Well, he was stretching there, and if you have a look at this in our replay, you'll see jab this blue, and that's what just pushed it offline. It was so close.
I was surprised he didn't use his left hand then.
Well, he wish he did now,
One.
but yeah, it was 50-50. You either stretch and play it right-handedly. Obviously, he is better, Ronnie O'Sullivan, playing with his right hand rather than his left, but there was little in it there, actually.
Seven.
John, you were right to say that. Didn't take a lot of time
8.
on the shot, though, did he?
Agreed.
Look at this blue. How many times did that wobble? Fraction less pace, and I think it would still have
16.
gone in. But truth is, you shouldn't really put a blue like that onto the far jaw. I'd be surprised if Marco Fu didn't go on from here to
23.
win the frame. Already 41 points to the good. Just 3 reds would be enough to secure this 7th frame and take a 4-3 lead.
If he gets into any sort of trouble, the blue is easily available. I'd have thought he'd want to stay in the pink now to clear the 3 reds. Change of colour, but still very comfortable. The frame sealer.
46.
One more red. We don't see Ronnie O'Sullivan back onto the table in this frame. Marco Fu wisely concentrating on the pot. If he misses the black, There'll be maximum. Well, he goes for the blue. He's waiting for him. If he went into trouble, the man in trouble
Marco
is
Fu,
Ronnie O'Sullivan, who
47 on the
concedes.
frame.
So the world champion, who led 3-1, now trails Marco Fu by 4 frames to 3.
65 the difference, 58 remaining on the table. There are occasions when players would have got back up there, but is that a sign of Ronnie's state of mind that he didn't?
Well, he doesn't look great out there, does he? You know, he potted a very good red then and missed the blue in the corner that he'd make 9 out of 10, really. Pushed it to the far corner.
Ronnie O'Sullivan won.
Looks and feels disgusted himself.
Oh, he was stretching there.
And here it is again. It doesn't look any better in slow motion, does it? Complicated character. Is it easier to read him when he's like this? You seem to have a line on what's going on in his mind.
We all got an opinion of Ronnie. I don't think anybody knows apart from Ronnie.
How's Marco doing? He's coping well with this, though, isn't he?
Well, yeah, because you got a good record against Ronnie, he'll be more comfortable than perhaps players that wouldn't, obviously. But the other thing is that there's a few reasons why Marco's got a good record. One is he's a very good player. You know, he's always been a very good player. He's playing better these days. Also, he's not the style of player Ronnie likes to play. He's not the Maguire, you know, get into the pack and smash him up. He's got a different style, Marco, but you know, it works for him.
That maybe explains the 7-all record in their 14 meetings to date, and it looks for all the world at the moment as if Marco's going to take the lead in the series.
We wonder.
Foul and a miss. Marco Fu 4.
Will it be replaced?
Yeah.
Yes. And let's not forget that Marco Fu had opportunities to win the first 2 frames as well. Perfect weight on the white. The pot is feasible.
One.
Well, you didn't want to finish on the side cushion. Safety then.
Green ball. Marco Fu 1.
Marco's just come round the table to have a look here, a potential 4-ball plant, and wow, looking at those, they look like they could be set for this right-hand corner. Indeed they are. And he's on the blue. And the pink, and everything. Wow, what a great result. Always a real bonus when you spot something like that. 4-ball plant. And now has a wonderful opportunity to amass a sizable lead here.
And if it's a frame winning contribution, it's a match winning contribution.
7. Eight. Thirteen. Fourteen.
Just look at that. Both at 93%
21.
safety success percentages. You wouldn't really
22.
think that, would you? Having watched all this match. And let's just have a look at the pot success. 93% and 91%. Again, it's very surprising. Easy to think that this match has been a little scrappy. It just shows, doesn't it, really? What's happened with these two players is today they've both got in amongst the balls, but broken down mainly
29.
by poor positional play rather than by missing pots. That's clear to see, looking at those statistics.
But again, Dominic, I mean, the missed pink, the missed blue by Ronnie O'Sullivan, to me, I'll remember those. I don't normally remember misses.
30.
Yes, I think the red is available.
37. 38.
And is potted in a confident manner. He's on a flow.
$45. 46.
And if you can now pick off the reds on the edges one by one, the frame will be over. The victory will be his.
$53.
The winner to meet either Mark Selby or Michael Judge. But the finishing line has yet to be crossed.
54.
Well, what have we here?
61.
Does the red pot into the green pocket? Or is there a red available to the middle pocket? The lead is 66. Possible 75 remain. All the way.
62.
Ends on the black. A maximum possible 67 points remain after this black. The lead is 67 points. Is the red now potable to the middle bag?
69.
Well, it won't matter, John. Ronnie's undone his waistcoat. He's already conceded this match. No matter what happens here, won't be seeing any more of Ronnie O'Sullivan, unfortunately, in this 2009 Welsh Open Championship here in Newport. As you can see, the waistcoat's been undone.
Big names have been eliminated. Our own Ryan Day, Mark Williams, Matthew Stevens, 7 times champion Stephen Hendry, current world champion,
78.
current world #1, Ronnie O'Sullivan, also falls at this hurdle.
85. 86.
Mark of Who, trailing 2-0 and 3-1. Is safely through to the next round,
93.
to the quarter-final.
'94.
Does he finish with 100? Did score 200s yesterday against Fergal O'Brien, 101, 142.
99.
He saw a 121, the third frame here today.
100.
Well done, young sir.
'106.
He takes the lead in the series between these two players. 14
Nine.
meetings in ranking tournaments before today.
113.
Mark of Who wins the game by 5 frames to 3.
113. From Mark. Mark of Who. Good running. Okay.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of people disappointed that Ronnie's out of the competition, but Marco Fu fully deserving of his place in the quarter-finals. The third man through. He joins Joe Swale and Mark Selby in the last 8. 5 more to confirm through before we leave the Newport Centre later on tonight. Terry, fully deserving from Marco Fu, but as ever, as it always has to be with Ronnie, he was the architect of his own downfall to some extent.
Well, I mean, Fu was quality, you know. I mean, later on in the match, earlier on, he was very weak. And Ronnie didn't make the most of it then, you know. And then he got a bit frustrated when he started to miss a few balls. But that's the test out there, and he failed it.
And to an extent, Marco passed it. I mean, the test for him was to capitalise.
You either win or you lose out there. I don't want to sound biased. Can I go Yeah. Is that okay? I got that one out of the way anyway.
What did you do with Marco beforehand? How did you prepare him for that?
It's funny, today I told him, look, I don't really want to talk to you because you're playing so well, you're so good mentally. I said, just go out and do it. And sometimes that's all it needs me to say. When other times I got a sense that he's not quite right when he goes out. He may not show a lot, Marco, but I mean, when you're with him, like I've been for quite a while, you start to feel from him how he is when he goes out, before he goes out, you know. And he likes playing O'Sullivan anyway, because, I mean, look, who shouldn't like playing O'Sullivan? He's one of the best players the game's ever seen. He's the world champion, world #1. You know, big crowds are in there. He's excited to play against.
And there's no pressure, is there? And there's no pressure when you play, Ronnie,
I wouldn't say there's no pressure. No, that's wrong to say that. What I'm trying to say to you is, if you don't want to be out there against O'Sullivan, what you're doing as a professional player, because that's the ultimate at the moment in the game.
And the pressure that does come on is when you do have an opportunity against him. And it's something that Marco's done. We'll ask him in a moment what he thinks his secret is. What is his secret now? He tips the balance. He's beaten Ronnie 8 times out of their 15 meetings.
Yeah, that's an exceptional record, you know. And at times, Marco's beaten him when he wasn't playing so well. You know, he wasn't on a good run like he is now. So it's just things that I don't think Ronnie likes playing Marco anyway.
And is that important? I mean, would you use that then with Marco? Do you remind him of that? Does Marco need reminding of that?
He knows that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sharp enough to know those things. But Ronnie is the type of player, I feel always, if he's beaten you a few times, you know, he's going to play good against you again, and you've got to be special to beat him. But then you'll get players like Marco, who's got a good record against him, and he's not quite so sure of himself, you know.
The tournament will lose something, won't it? Any tournament loses something when Ronnie goes home.
Definitely, you know, I mean, he's the #1 draw in our game. I mean, he's the most exciting player, you know, to watch. The public love him. Television figures go up, you know, when he plays. And of course, you know, nobody likes to see Ronnie O'Sullivan lose. But, you know, personally, I don't like to see him the way he played today either.
Was there a point in that match at which it became inevitable that Ronnie was going to lose that?
I don't think you can ever say that with O'Sullivan, because he made in so many games from 4-2 and 4-3 behind with like 200 breaks, so you can't say that. But he did look vulnerable, yes.
Well, Marco's with us now. Congratulations, well done. I've just been asking Terry, your coach, of course, about how he prepared you for it. He said he wasn't involved. Said he didn't want to talk to you because you're playing so well.
Yeah, I've been playing quite well in practice, and I think mentally I'm stronger than before. And yeah, I think at the moment it's just how you think in the mind, because sometimes when you're playing somebody against like maybe Ronnie, then sometimes it can really get intimidating. So it's very important for me to be mentally strong. So that's what I've done today.
Yeah. At what point did you think he's there for the taking today?
Even he was 3-1 up, I thought, because he was missing balls and he was scoring only 30s, 40s, which is not the Ronnie that we all know. So I know if I can put a little bit of pressure on him, then I can have a chance. But it's down to him today because he missed a lot of balls today. So I just took the chances. Yeah,
and you've got a terrific record against him. Were you drawing on that as well? You've beaten him 8 times now of 15 meetings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because like Ronnie is one of the toughest players in the world to play against, and I've got a good record against him.
What's the secret, Marco? How do you do it?
I haven't got a clue, because I just try to play. I just try to play the same type of game no matter who I play, and I wasn't really trying to go for more shots or play any differently against Ronnie or other players. It's just the way it is. It's just he kind of brings the best out of me, and yeah, because he plays quick and not many safeties involved. Maybe rhythm. I can get rhythm. I can get going easily against Ronnie, maybe. I don't know.
What's Terry done for your game?
It was a lot of technical changes, but I've been like picking up the little points quite well lately. So it's just a matter of how you think, how you prepare for matches mentally. Is probably the most important thing to me at the moment.
And he's shown you the highs and lows of Llanelli as well. Second home now?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, you're the closest thing we've got to a Welshman in this competition.
Yeah, I'm kind of loco right now. I feel like a loco. So.
How's that for pressure, Terry? He's going to have to carry the nation on his shoulders. Yeah. He's up to it, though. No reason why Marco shouldn't go all the way now. John Higgins or Neil Robertson in the quarterfinals, but you get to this stage of a tournament and You're never far away, are you?
Doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah.
You're just glad to be there. You're still in it. You go in, you're playing well. I mean, you don't really think then of who you play. You know, it's just a matter of, you know, let's get the next one on.
Enjoy being a Welshman this week as well, Eddie Marco. Congratulations. Great entertainment this afternoon.
Thank you.
And we'll find out who his opponent will be in the quarterfinals later on this evening. It will be John Higgins or Neil Robertson. That's one of the matches to come.